everyone? This is SojuTalk, your weekly shot of K-pop. We're coming at you with a super spicy episode 194, and we're recording on June 20th, 2022. I'm Doug, and joining me today we got Warren.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
And Anita.
Hello.
As a quick reminder, check out SojuTalk on your favorite podcast platform, sub to us on YouTube, and join the SojuTalk Discord, and be a part of the nation. We don't got any announcements or sponsors this week, I don't think. Let's just go into the big new release. We're covering 4 this week, right?
Yep.
PIXY's Villain, Lapillus' debut with Hit Ya, we got Kep1er with Up, and LOONA with Flip That. Alright. So, normally we cover like 3 songs. It turns out in the voting, these 4 songs had a ton of interest. Even PIXY beat out Dawn, like, significantly in our voting.
Yes.
And our voting is done by our patrons, so, like, we had to cover this PIXY song. There was a ton of interest in it. So it came out on Wednesday. PIXY's Villain. They are from All Art Entertainment and Happy Tribe Entertainment. They debuted 2021. Last 3 songs were Bewitched, Moonlight, and Addicted, with 0 music show wins so far.
I believe it's her first time covering PIXY, right?
It is.
Okay, objectively, they're a bit of a Nugu group under the radar, right?
Okay.
Yes, a little bit, yes.
I didn't really know of them. I listened to some of their past stuff in preparations for this week's episode because I was like, who are these people? That being said, I'm going to start off with a take.
Okay.
Oh, God.
This PIXY song is at least top 2 this week.
Oh.
At least.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
And I'm fairly confident in that.
Wow. Look at you. All positive and optimistic.
The issue with a lot of the songs this week is that there are like weak parts, or some parts are good, some parts are bad. I feel like this song is one of the most consistent ones we listened to this week.
Okay.
Like if we're talking about it as if it's a book, the narrative makes sense. You know,
Yes.
we're going through it. It all kind of works together. It's in the proper order. I don't have any major concerns with the songs. The vibe is kind of good. You know, this song, overall positive experience listening to this one.
Yo, I feel like you're already alluding to some of the concerns we have with some of the songs today.
I got a lot of concerns this week, y'all. I got a bucket load of them. Not that many with this one, though.
Here's the thing. I went into this song because I don't know PIXY too well, and I know they're a little bit Nugu. I went in with the most amount of concerns, and I came out.
Me too.
And I was like, what was I worried about? I am so biased and so like I am. You know what? I should get rid of all prejudices when listening to music. Just
I agree.
I agree with you. This is one of the best songs of the week. Like, I do agree with you that it was very consistent throughout. Like, it also had really good texturing with the sounds and like the way the song was arranged. It was never like super hype, right? But it was just like a good kind of like.
It's a vibe.
It's a vibe, you know, like the build up is like really slow and like really chill, but like because it does that really well, like I feel like the payoff with the chorus is just, you know, like just good, you know, like.
I agree. Let me elaborate on the vibe though, because I was listening to the sound, right, the instrumental, and I was like, this reminds me of something I've heard before, but it's not super common, right?
Right.
And what it was reminding me of was of Taemin's solo stuff. So he was doing more of a groovy, like more like controlled type of music for his solo stuff, especially earlier. And I think the one single that I'm thinking of is Want. So if you remember that one specific song, it has that vibe. But I want to say that it has a twist because the dance is very different, and then the concept with it is a little different with this group, but that general vibe is there, and I like it. I think I want to see more groups do this. I feel like it's not as often, maybe because it seems more feasible for solo acts or certain artists, but it worked for them.
I definitely agree with you, right? Like I wrote in my notes that this has a bit of a boy groupy vibe a little bit. Right?
Yes.
I wasn't thinking about Taemin in specific, but I can totally make that connection. I see where you're coming from. One thing I thought was like, right, in the recent couple of years, we have seen K-pop trying to break down gender norms and what's typically considered masculine and feminine, kind of, you know. And that's been really cool with all the girl crush tracks we've been getting. But at the same time, it felt very, very much like there's one way people have been doing it, and I'm very much like there's probably other ways to do that, and this is probably another way to do that. So I'm like, okay, like this is kind of dope. They definitely pull it off really, really well, right? I was
Yeah.
a little iffy on the rap, but I think most of the other parts with the vocals and the chorus, I was like, this is feels very sticky and like very sexy, but also very powerful. And I was like,
A
that's
good grind going on
right,
this
right.
one.
That's really dope, you know. That being said, I was like, kind of concerned about the concept a little bit, like.
Okay,
The blood,
there's
the
gunplay,
bullets.
there's self-murder. It's like, it's crazy.
No,
dude.
they're straight up criminals, and at the end,
Yeah.
they're just like, take my photo. They're like, I'm a criminal, but make
Yeah.
me famous, please. Like, wouldn't you like wanna, keep it on the down low if you've like killed these people in helmets? I don't know.
They also like a couple times killed themselves in this music video.
Did they?
Well, okay, I saw like it was more of a metaphor, right? Cause
No, yeah, for sure.
Like in the lyrics, they're like, "I'm not the old me. I'm
Yep,
I'm
yep.
different now." I saw that. I was surprised as to how graphic it kind of
Oh,
got.
there's
Like,
blood. There's
yeah, like
blood.
the bullets.
Yo, kill everybody.
The gunplay,
Yeah.
I comment on K-pop gunplay, is pretty good in this music video. Yo.
Oh,
Like it was, they weren't doing any gangster side leads or anything. They were straight up doing it. Like I liked it. I liked it. It was realistic this time.
Another thing. Oh, sorry. I wanted to say another thing in the actual song that I thought was cool is that when they see the title villain, right? It's not them. I think it's just some other sound by another person. I think it's a guy saying it. I thought it sounded really nice. I think it made
yes. Oh,
that
yes.
break really nice. I don't know. I think it added that
there's-
special thing.
There's pre-chorus, right? Into one of the girls shooting herself in the head, right?
Oh dear, yeah.
And then
God.
they enter the bullet hole, and it's the chorus drop. It's actually a crazy good scene, I thought.
Oh, no,
that
I-
got me hype.
I know what scene you're talking about. I was like, that's a good transition. That's a good
That was
transition.
great. You know, I feel like for a small company, a small group, at the end of the day, if you can just produce decent quality music, you have something there. And that's kind of sad to say in 2022 that the bar is now release decent songs, right? But honestly, at this point, it kind of is. And I think that All Art Entertainment, Happy Try Entertainment, who's ever running this group, made some good decisions, released a good song, a consistent song, and it makes me excited for this group.
I
Yeah,
will
pretty
admit,
new.
like, we're halfway through 2022 now, right? As shocking it is, we're already at the end of June, almost.
Yeah.
And I'm like going back on the music we've heard so far in this year, and like compared to other genres, I feel like K-pop's been a little weak. It's been a little funky, you know. It's not been. I don't know. Maybe I'm just in a funk. I'm going back and listening to some of the tracks we've covered this year, and I'm kind of concerned a little bit. This one kind of stands out in that aspect, where I was like, this was. I don't know. I guess. Maybe it's because I went in with pretty low expectations. I was just
Maybe,
really
yeah.
blown away. You know, I was like, this is really good. Like,
Yeah,
good core. Let's go.
I also think this song also has like sort of Billie Eilish-esque moments similar to that Purple Kiss song Mem Mem that we covered I think in February or something. Hey, it seems like you do Billie Eilish aspects, you produce good songs. There's a correlation right now. I'm not saying it's causation. I'm saying it's correlated. Billie Eilish segments equals good songs at the moment.
Is that the trend of the year for 2022? Now that we're done with disco pop, we're gonna move on to Billie Eilish.
It might
Darker
be.
pop.
It might be. Whatever this is, it works though. That's all I want to say. You should definitely listen to this. I bet you many of you have not listened to PIXY before.
Check it
Please give
out.
it a listen. It's only got 1 million views so far. I think it should have more than that.
Agree.
Boom.
Agree.
All right, let's move on to the next song. We have the debut of Lapillus. So, what hit ya? They are from MLD Entertainment, which is home to Momoland. Debuted obviously right now. No other songs, no music show wins. It's a 6-member group. Let me go through them. There's Nonaka Shana, who you know from Girls Planet,
Yep.
right? She was born in Japan, obviously. She was born in 2003. There's a girl named Chanty, 2002, from the Philippines who grew up in Argentina.
Wow.
Nice.
I like that. Yo, shout out to the Filipinos. You got a K-pop idol right now.
Let's go.
Krista True, was she Filipino? I don't remember. That was another Southeast Asian K-pop kid. Someone look that up. We have Yue born in 2004, Chinese American, and then we have 3 Korean girls, Bessie, Sowon, and Haeun. The reason why I was naming these birthdays, right? 2003, 2002, 2004, 2004, 2006. There is a 2008 in this group.
Oh my god.
Ah,
She is 13 years old and like 8 months.
goodness.
Good
Goodness.
lord.
I'm gonna bring up why I think that is problematic as we talk about the song, but let's get to the song now. This Hitcha song, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Should I just say it? Should I just say it?
Dude, just drop it. Let's
I mean-
might
not beat
be
around the bush.
the worst song we reviewed this year so far.
Oh. Oh gosh.
It might be, in my opinion. Just my opinion. You could
There are
disagree.
reasonings though. There are reasonings. And there's a couple of things that I think just didn't make sense to me. And I think for me, the biggest one was the structure of the song itself. It was a little confusing as to why would it place like certain things like the dance break in the middle of the song, the chorus quite repetitive, and like there was a certain section where it felt like we heard it twice, like we didn't get a new verse. I don't know.
Okay. Let's break this down a little bit, right? The biggest thing that stands out about this track, and for full clarity, I think the song is awful. So let's start there. And I think a big what you're talking about, Anita, is the structure where after the fourth chorus, right?
Yes,
Typically, you would go into the second verse
correct.
or the post chorus. I don't know. That doesn't happen. Instead, the orchestral drums come in, and then like suddenly we're doing a dance break.
Yeah.
That continues until the second chorus happens, and then we do the bridge, and then we do the third chorus. And that's the structure of the song. Which, you know, the structural integrity of a track defines how a song is paced. This song, because of the experimental structure, has very poo-poo pacing. That's my decision at the end of the day. That's my opinion at the end of the day. It's just like there's nothing of substance that happens. It's just comes and kind of goes. And I think from a business perspective, I think the reasoning behind this is that they wanted to really showcase the choreography and the visual aspect of this group, and therefore they pulled that part up outside of where it typically is and moved it into the second chorus area. Now, there's two issues there, right? One, that is very, very harmful, detrimental to the pacing, where I feel like they could have what they could have done is they could have placed the second verse after a shorter dance break, and then if you do that, it's very impactful. The pacing is good. The song is it's well paced. That would have been a better solution in my opinion. First, right? Second of all, they went with it. Whatever. The issue right now is if you look in the music video, I'm not seeing a lot of choreo there either. Like it's clearly a dance break. But
Yeah.
like,
Okay, no, I agree. For a song, when you sacrifice all these lyrics and these parts where they could be singing, and you decide that we're gonna make it a dance focused song, and then you see the dance, and you're like, you gave it up for that? Like,
there was like a whole 3-second dedicated to water dropping. Like, remember that?
yeah.
The thing is, though, I was curious about this, and I watched like a live stage from a showcase they had recently, and the dance is honestly it's pretty good. I think dancing wise, I'm
Thank
not
God.
worried about this group, you know. And I understand what you mean now about like, oh, maybe they were trying to focus on the choreo, but it didn't come off as that in the music video, and like all of the visuals in the music video were quite distracting. I just wasn't sure what the coherent theme was, because I feel like it was a mixture of a lot of things, sound wise, visually, styling. Like there was a lot of things going on.
The answer to that is that there's a visual theme of some trendy things, and that's about it. Let's be honest. Is there anything beyond that? I don't think so. You ask me.
I was a little confused in that regard.
Now that being said, if that's the only thing wrong with the song, I might be like, whatever, that's fine. You know, people make mistakes. The issue, I believe, is that the song does an amazing job of ruining everything. Where I feel like the mix is bad, the drop is boring, the rap is bad. Good God, and most of the sung parts are actually rap. So I'm like, I don't know.
It's a lot of yelling.
It's a lot of yelling, and I'm like, I don't know what you're
Yeah.
saying, man. I'm pretty fluent in Korean, and I'm just like, I don't know what you're saying, man. the whole first section where they count down, right, and then they start doing the whole chorus thing. The concept of that was really, really cool, I have to admit, right? The melody itself, that was really, really cool too. And then it sounds like very grainy and like it sounds like it's a temporary mix almost, where like the sound's distorted, but like not purposefully, not stylistically, it's just not fully mixed, and it's just kind of sounds like it's peaking all over the place. And the moment you hear that, your expectation just drops to the ground, because like we're starting off the first 10 seconds of the song feeling like it's incomplete, and then we have, you know, this whole train wreck after. I don't know. And the lyrics are kind of poo-poo too.
Okay. They decided, and MLD Entertainment made the decision to give the 13-year-old the line, "Gonna make you sweat, my hip is like a wagon." That is problematic as shit, right? Like, what are you thinking?
Good lord.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
Song is the personification of why MLD is a bad K-pop company.
ooh,
I'm just gonna
okay.
say, out of all the semi-notable K-pop companies, I'm not talking about like TS Entertainment where they have issues paying people and they're kind of soft. I'm talking on a K-pop basis, right?
Output.
On a musical level for a K-pop company, MLD might be the worst notable company.
Dang.
You know, like, you know when you're like in one of those like parent-teacher conferences? You guys have been to those, right? You remember those? Like
Back in the day, yes.
back in the day, right? It's been a while for us because we're kind of old now.
Wait,
but,
you
like,
went to parent-teacher conference, like, you were in the room when they told your parents how bad you are at things?
haven't you been there to like volunteer for stuff and crap?
No?
Sometimes I was there.
Yeah.
I never went to one.
Okay. Here's the thing: you go to a parent-teacher conference, right? If the kid is like really, really good at like attitude or behavior or like grades or whatever, the teacher will be like, "Oh, this kid is great. They could improve here and there. Awesome, good job." If they're kind of not good, they'll be like, "Okay, like, you know, they might want to work on chemistry or they might want to work on math, whatever, you know, like point out pain points where they could, you know, work on a little bit." If the kid is a disaster, the teacher will be like, maybe they could consider a different career that doesn't require studying or like good grades. So that's kind of how I feel, you know. That's kind of how I feel.
Let me rephrase what I said.
Maybe MLD should shift, you know. Like,
No, I'm gonna criticize MLD's handling of girl groups because T1419 is not terrible.
Okay.
That's
okay.
true.
Fair.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair.
I will
actually.
say the way they've handled Momoland past Boom Boom success and how they're handling Lapillus, they got zero faith in this company, y'all.
Questionable.
The fact that they had to release about 5 clones of Boom Boom to even maintain any popularity took any steps forward with their sound, right? Then they had all these issues with the kids in the group. Some of the popular kids left, other kids just straight up left the group. There was lawsuits revolving that. And then you release, and now Momoland's in this weird, like, awkward stage where no one knows what they are at this point. And then you release Lapillus, which is like a fresh restart for your group. And then you have all those people in that room, and you choose to release this is the debut song. Something is inherently wrong with the company, I think.
It's like they failed to continue success. They've failed to launch new success. What are they good at with girl groups? I mean,
And the thing is, I feel so bad because these kids, this is their dream to debut in a K-pop group, right? And they're finally achieving it. And then they hand them this song, and like,
shit.
overall, the reaction is not great off for this one.
Imagine being in
Yeah.
like the room where like the producers sit down. They're like, "Oh, guys, this is it. This is the track you guys are gonna
Listen.
debut with," and you're listening, and you realize your like career is like off to like one of the worst starts of the entire year so far. Man, I would not want to be in that room. Like, you know what I mean?
Hey, I had always ragged on what group is it? Who released Vanilla? Lightsum, right? I really dislike their debut. This is worse than that,
Well,
in my opinion.
I don't.
the thing
disagree.
is, the thing is, like, with other groups, you know, sometimes the issue might be like, oh, the song is not very memorable, you know, but it's it's not terrible. Like you see, like yes, some thought went into this. Structure wise, it makes sense. Like there's nothing like super wrong where you're like, what's going on here? I'm a little concerned here because I just some of the choices that were made because they had to be made, it just feels off.
Right.
Like, I don't know why we went that direction.
It's I kind of go back to what Doug is saying because like it's not like oh they made a mistake, oh they made maybe they were trying something out with the production, it didn't work out. No, it's a constant repetition of bad choices after one another, and I'm like, you guys are ruining people's lives. That's my takeaway right now. Like, is that a good takeaway for a debut?
Well, here's the thing.
Nah.
I feel so bad because these kids, I can't really gauge where they are in terms of talent or stuff because this is it's a tough ask at this point.
No. We know how good they are at rapping right now, and it's not good, and the production does nothing to help them with that. That's my takeaway. Like, who was in the room directing this rap? Come on, like they have ears. They have 2 ears. Hopefully, use them.
So you're saying there's no redeeming qualities of this group either? Is that what you're trying to say? Because I was gonna try to say there's, you're even the kids.
I think the vocal parts were like kind of nice, right? Some of the rap I heard was like some of the.
I think that's harsh.
I'm just saying, like.
I think they are redeeming qualities, but there's only so much an individual, right? As a singer, as a rapper, dancer, whatever you want to be within the group. There's only so much you can do when you're given something that is very rough, in my opinion, like this song.
Exactly.
So I for example, like we know about Shauna, we saw her on Girls Planet. Like I was excited to see her in this group because of that, but this song I don't think helps at all.
Okay, I'm not saying that they have no talent. It's kind of like the Christian Haydenson situation. Do you guys know what I'm talking about?
No.
Christian Haydenson.
It kind of seems like you were saying they have no talent.
No. I'm talking about Christian Haydenson, who from like he's an actor. He was in like the prequel series of Star Wars.
I know that. Explain what you're trying to say.
No, and people were like pooing on his acting abilities. And then back in the day when the movie dropped, people were like, he's so bad at acting. But now people look back and they're like, okay, maybe like the material he was working with, maybe the dialogue he was working with was kind of poo. That's my expression here. Like the end result is poo.
Okay, well you based the way you said it was the complete opposite though.
But that's what you mean. This is what you mean.
Okay, maybe.
It's not great.
No, I'm saying within this track. Within this track.
Oh, well, you didn't say this, dude. You just said there's shit.
No.
Oh my.
How am I? How do I mean anything else? We have one track so far, and the instrumental of this track.
No, I threw you a softball and you didn't take it. That's why I'm saying.
Okay, no. Okay, let me rephrase.
Let me go first.
No, let me go first.
No, if I don't go first, it's gonna make you look bad because I'll go second and it'll make you look shit.
Okay, you go first then. I'll know what you're trying to
say. You like the way you came off.
Yeah.
You said they're shit at rapping, right? Yeah. And then I said, do you think there's anything else redeemable? And you said no.
Yeah?
No, I mean, you see what I'm saying, right?
Okay, no. Let me properly say what I want to say, right?
Oh my god.
With Hit Ya, with how long is this track? With the 3-minute 30 seconds of Hit Ya, the end result, the rap is not good. I don't know what happened in the studio. I don't know what the members are like outside of this track. We have no way to tell other than Nonaka Shana, right?
Yes.
Right? Given that, my conclusion is they're not good rappers.
Okay, so right now your expectation, like your first impression is not great because of what has happened with this song.
Yeah.
But you're not saying that this couldn't change.
I have no idea.
Okay, so it's up in the air.
Right. No, that is definitely like unknown position. I don't get why this is so hard to understand.
I mean, I think I understand what you're trying to say.
No, it's just like this. It's just like this, right? Let's say for the Sohee and Rocket Punch, right? Who I don't think is a great rapper, right? And let's say no. This is why you're coming off terribly, in my opinion.
Okay.
Let's say
let me hear this.
They had a terrible song. The rapping was horrendous, right? and you didn't know much about Sohee. And I said, yeah, the production quality is bad. And at the end of the day, they're just bad rappers. That's basically what you just said. And that makes me, as a listener, think, wow, this guy thinks this girl's just shit at rapping, period.
Okay. Let me properly rephrase.
Okay.
You rephrased it once.
The rap in this track is bad.
Okay.
Period. That's it. No, nothing else.
Okay.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yeah, dude. It's just like the way you said it.
I don't know. I feel like you're just taking it the wrong way. You're just looking for drama. I think that's what.
No, Anita. Am I? I don't think I am. You said they're bad rappers 3 times.
I think there was a confusion as to like.
Okay, no, they are bad rappers in the song. Therefore, the rap is bad in the song.
You gotta say it like that, not the other way.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Okay. June 20th, 2022, 7:24 p.m. Warren thinks
you gotta give context, dude, because I
the
even
full
said
context is within this track. I don't know what they're like outside of this track. Who knows what they're like? I'm not MLD Entertainment producers.
This is it's actually really funny. Because
2 weeks in a row, you give me this shit.
No, this one's on you. This is worse than last week.
No.
This is right, Anita. This one's worse than last week. Right, Anita, back me up here.
I just feel like there was a lot of confusion in the wording, like the way
there was terrible wording,
said.
and then I tried to reel it back, but you doubled down at a certain point.
Anyways, Lapillus.
You're lucky they don't have a huge existing fandom. That's all I'm gonna say.
You guys think the rap was good? It was just not good.
No. But like my whole thing that I was just trying to say was like it's bad given what they were given, right? But you came off as you were saying like they're just bad at it.
Okay, that's where I'm gonna double down actually, cause. No. Here's the thing.
Okay.
Let me go back to the analogy with Christian Haydenson, right?
Yeah.
Oh my god, you're gonna live and die on this hill. It's funny.
That guy went on, acted in different projects, different movies, and people were like, "Oh, given the right material, he was a good actor."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but
he had a redemption arc. We haven't had that with Lapillus.
You think there's room for improvement then?
Sure, everyone has room for improvement. Everyone has room for improvement.
Because it just seemed like you buried them. That's how it felt like to me.
No, we're still gonna. I mean, I hope MLD manages to continue with this song or this group somehow, but with a different sound. Hopefully.
Yeah, thank you, Warren, for bringing some excitement to our show. God,
I don't know what's going on. Look, sound. I don't. You know what? I don't think they need to change the sound or the concept of it. Just do a better job of it. That's all I'm asking.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. I don't mind like the hard hitting stuff because I did see the live performance and they're pretty good performers. I think they pulled off the choreo. It was pretty intense. So I feel like
they just didn't give them good choreo either. To be fair, in my opinion.
I mean, I think it was okay.
That they were doing, I was like, okay, guys.
Okay, in the chorus, yeah.
Right? It was a little subpar.
But some parts in the dance break, I thought like, yeah, this makes sense. Like, good energy. They're hitting the move.
What is? I hate this whole like this crazy movement too that they were doing.
The hit part.
I really don't like this. Whatever this was.
Yeah.
The meat grinder, like they were making sausage or something, dude. Like we don't need to make sausage in K-pop, guys. Come on, like we don't need it.
I mean, I think honestly, I feel like the move was meant to be like a point, right, of the dance. You know, like make it like that was the memorable part, right? But I just felt like it wasn't adding much because of how the chorus was structured. Where like it was very repetitive, so like the move didn't seem to really stand out. I don't know. I just feel like a lot of things didn't work out.
I wouldn't complain about the repetitiveness if the part that was repeating itself was good. It's not.
Can I end this segment on like one other funny observation?
Sure.
I felt like the dance break looked like Rain's gong at certain points.
Oh no!
I did. They did the.
Wait, what part?
You know, there's a lot of movements that are similar to gong.
Yeah. Okay, I see what you mean. The step.
Right. The stepping part. That's like a really gong thing.
Are you saying this is the gong of K-pop now?
I'm not saying that. I'm saying that I feel bad.
Gong.
All I'm trying to say is that I feel bad because of the decisions MLD Entertainment.
This track, as we record right now, 7:28 p.m., June 20th, 2022 Eastern Time. This is 31st on trending.
Really?
There
Yeah.
you go. I mean, I feel like there was some hype to it because of like members that were in it, and like figuring out like what's it gonna be like, what are they gonna do, and I'm pretty sure that people are gonna be watching this like, what happened here? Like what went on in this song? But
Who gave the approval? Who gave the green light? This is like the 7 greatest wonders of the world. The pyramids,
I don't
the
know.
Great Wall of China, this song getting approved. That's the 7 greatest
Yo,
wonders of
at
the
what-
world now.
at what
Mysteries
point-
of the world.
I got a quote. At what point can I get sued for defamation by Kep1er Entertainment? I
let's not
dumpstered
get
them
there.
pretty hard.
Dude, sue us if you want to. This
No.
song is
No,
garbage.
no, Warren,
no.
Damn it, Warren.
Yeah, please.
Bro,
No.
Warren's been unhinged lately. Okay, let's move to the next song. We have Kep1er with Up. Okay. This song, I think, has a lot of elements of a song that's trying to make them the girls of the summer. You know what I mean? What I mean by that is, I feel like certain aspects of the song kind of sound like "Shake It" from Sistar. I like certain effects that
It's
they
a
got going on.
melody part, yeah.
Yeah.
The trumpet top line.
I feel like, so this is why I told Warren it before. Loona and Kep1er were on Queendom, right?
Yeah.
Hyodin was on Queendom. She was part of Sistar, which were the girls who ran the summer for a while in K-pop. And they saw how well Hyodin did on that show. And these companies thought, yo, we got to catch some of the summer magic. And that's what I think both of these songs are trying to do.
I mean, haven't girl groups been trying to capture the summer magic ever since the star went away?
I mean, the closest
true.
we got was Brave Girls, I think, last year.
Correct.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I do think that there is room to become a group that is known for summer songs, and Kep1er does a decent job with this one for sure.
I mean, if I was Kep1er's producer or manager or whatever, I wouldn't want them to be the summer queens because don't they have a limited?
They do, correct.
Yeah. How many summers is that? Like 2, 3?
Do you
I'm
guys
not
like this
sure.
one more than Warara?
Yes.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Strong
agree
yes.
too. I agree
Oh
too.
yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I think the
Yes, please.
strength of this one is the chorus. I think this is a very
Yes.
strong chorus. It kind of gives me like Uju Sonyo in the summer vibes or something like that.
It had a very K-poppy melodic chorus instead of like a drop or like a good God, they didn't do an anti-drop. You guys noticed that? No
Yeah,
anti-drop.
They did.
Thank God they did
Thank
it. Actually,
God.
they did a traditional electronic girl group drop,
And it
you
worked
know?
so well.
And it works really well. Yes, I'll give them that.
Please, more of this, K-pop companies. I don't know. I don't know. I think before we started recording, you brought up the point that you didn't like the verses very much. I think they were kind of okay, if anything. Just like the PIXY track you covered, I feel like each section of this track flowed into each other really, really well. Transitions were pretty smooth. One section that stood out was the area before the first chorus dropped. That stood out a little bit in a not so amazing way. But other than that, I think it was really, really well paced. It was what I was saying, because it's very not predictable in terms of how the song flows, right? Like the first song did a rap and then a chorus. The second time around, the second verse, they do like rap in the beginning and they do like some vocals after, and like it's very different. It's very starkly different, and that keeps it really, really fresh and really, really interesting. And I really dig that. I really do.
Let me rephrase that. I don't like the rap sections in the verses. I think the rest of it's fine.
I think the rap sections in this track were miles better than the other track that we talked about earlier. That's just all I'm gonna say.
I think that's fair. It's still not my favorite.
Yeah, I can understand if you don't think it's amazing.
I'm just not a big fan of this like electronic-y talk rapping. I don't know how to describe it,
You don't like Hikaru? Is that what it is?
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of her parts, straight up.
Dang.
What? It's fair. I'm not a huge fan of
Do you
the.
think
I
Hikaru's
like.
a bad rapper? Is that
No.
what you're saying?
I'm not like you. I ain't gonna say she's shit at rapping. I think Hikaru is okay at rapping, but they keep giving her these talk rap parts for some reason. I don't know.
I think okay. Honestly, based on what I saw on not produce. Girls Planet 999. Based on what I saw on that show and her rapping,
It's produced.
the stupid Mnet show rapping there versus the rapping here. I kind of like this one a little better because on the Mnet shows, it felt like she was a little too serious about it, and now she's like, all right,
forced, maybe.
Right. She's having a little more fun, and it's kind of appropriate for this concept as well. So I'm kind of into it.
I just found the talk rapping over the sound effect over and over again. I found that a little too much. That's what I'm basically trying to say.
Oh, okay, well, I liked it. So eat some poop. I don't know.
That's interesting though, because I guess I wasn't really focused. I mean, I liked the vocals for the most part. I really liked how the chorus, I guess, like the conclusion of the chorus, like how it wraps up, because I feel like sometimes with songs, it feels like the verses are leading up to something, right? And then we get to the chorus and it feels like there's no resolution in the chorus, but it felt very nice in this song. And it might have to do with that pacing that Warren mentioned. So
I was going to bring that up. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it did a great job in that sense. Also, I don't know, but I really like the choreo. It's really fun.
Yep.
And I personally really liked Hikaru's parts because she has quite a few dance center shots, and she did really well. I've always thought like her dancing was the strongest point for her.
Oh yeah.
Who are we talking about?
Hikaru.
The rapper you
Okay,
hate.
fair. No. Bro, why are you trying to turn this on me? I'm not the one who say kids are bad.
But yeah. No, I feel like she really stood out to me in the music video because of that. And like the styling, the sets, they were super detailed. Like I was trying to like pause and like look around because like they have like 3-4 different sets, like the camping thing, the island, and then the house.
They got like the Looney Tunes rainbow logo set.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there's one of those.
It was really nice. I guess it fits with the summer vibe.
Oh my god. There's one set I hated.
Which one?
I hated Dayoung swimming in space.
In the space.
She's clearly just laying on top of a green screen box. She's doing this. Oh, I can't handle that.
It could have been a little better, but I like there were subtle hints of like their lunar space theme, right? But it didn't feel too much. It felt like, okay, we're doing something a little bit different. We're not forcing.
Can they come and film a music video at like Kennedy Space Station in Florida? Like I would like, like they have like the fake moonwalking and crap. I would love them to film a music video with like actual rockets in the background or something. I think it'd be hilarious.
Maybe.
One thing I want to point out though,
for Rocket Punch, please.
In this group, more than a lot of them, I've noticed that the difference in how certain members are comfortable in front of the camera or aren't comfortable is pretty obvious to me.
Okay, give a couple examples.
I ain't gonna call kids out, dude.
Okay.
But
Well, give some good examples then. People who are good.
Okay, obviously Eugen's really good in front of a camera, right? Because she's done it for a gajillion years. I think someone like Shen Zhaoting is very good in front of a camera. I even think someone like Bahia is good in front of a camera.
Honestly?
I think that when you watch this music video, you know how I used to be a stickler of like you know how music videos you have to lip sync essentially, right?
Yes.
Because that's how it is. When you watch this music video and you're watching certain kids do their parts, some kids feel very natural in front of the camera, I feel. And there are other kids who it feels like 1% awkward. Like they don't, they're not completely there yet on top of it. But that makes sense because this group is made up of kids who have done various different amounts of things in the industry. So that comes inherently with the territory. But I think it was at certain points like they put a kid who's so good in front of the camera, and then right after we have a kid who's only been in front of a camera for 2 music videos in their life. And I feel like the difference is sometimes noticeable with this group.
I do know what you're talking about, but at the end of the day, when I was watching the music video, I didn't find it. I noticed it, but I didn't feel like I was annoyed by it or anything.
Oh no, yeah, I just wanted to point it out because like, I guess I noticed it more than normal is what I'm trying to say.
Okay, I can see that.
Kep1er is an interesting group. Like I'm the most hyped up for them, but at the same time, if they're gonna produce good music like this, I might as well pay attention, right? Because this is clearly an improvement from Wadada. I think that this already has 5 million views on the day, right? It just came out today.
Yeah.
This is doing well. I think Kep1er is doing very well. I think their appearance on Girls Planet was good for them. It got a lot of people involved because I think Girls Planet 999, there were a lot of people who instantly were like, I'm not watching this because of the produced scandals, but they watched it because of the other groups on the show, and I think that it was good for them to be on it.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else to say?
I'm
kind of down for this.
Yes,
The
me
thing is,
too.
like, next comeback, they can't do this again, right? Because this is clearly like a summer track, right?
Fair. If they
Right.
come back, it'll probably be in this year. It'll probably be like November. something
Right,
like
right.
that.
Unless they come back in July, like they just can't, right? So they're gonna have a couple ideas. They're gonna have some thinking sessions about what concept to do next. If this is a spectrum of up on one side and badada on the other side, please lean towards the up side of the spectrum a little bit, because I think these members are doing a great job with this concept and this character and this color.
Yes, this is good. This is where they should go.
Yeah, I like the honestly the highlight for this song for me was the chorus and some parts of the verses where it was more electronic. So I would like them to go more in that direction for a song.
Pre-chorus into chorus of this song are top tier for a group.
Oh yeah. Good crap. You know, I think if people said this was generic, I would probably agree with them. But what they do is good enough to the point where I'm willing to overlook that, because it is really good at what it does.
We've had so much random experimental stuff as of late. This kind of sort of traditional girl group sounding stuff is actually good.
Oh, you're
like,
talking
we need
about
some.
you're talking about Espa coming soon or NMIX?
Actually, I don't care. I'm really hyped for all of those groups now. All right, let's move to the last song. We have LOONA with Flip That. This is an interesting one, right?
Yeah.
When I saw this music video, the first like 5 shots of this music video, I thought this was I Use Lilac.
Oh, the
Oh.
train.
We go a train
station.
into a very pastel looking room. Like a lot of these sets are similar, I think. The song though is nothing like Lilac. I think that this song for me has the opposite problems as the Kep1er song does, where I found issues with some of the verses in the Kep1er song. I think that the verses in this LOONA song are very good. What I do have problems with is this chorus that they gave them.
Of course.
I don't. Warren was telling me about it. Like, it's not an anti-drop. It's an attempt at a drop. I think it's an attempt at a drop that just doesn't work all too well.
I think what they were trying to go for, right, is like they were trying to do two things, right? One, they were trying to maintain some of a house kind of sound, right? A pop house sound, right? But also, I think they were trying to do something that feels a little more subdued and something that only LOONA can do. Something like Butterfly, right? Something a little more toned down. Now, instead of going toned down, what they did was get rid of the tone. That's my takeaway with this track a little bit. I don't know. The chorus happens, right? The chorus happens, and it has kind of like the structure of like the chorus of Why Not, where it's like the bass is very protruding. It's kind of minimal. But it's unlike So What or Why Not or, you know, some of the recent LOONA songs we've got, this one has like a lot more airy vocal lines.
Yep.
And it didn't really work in, I don't know. I don't really know exactly where it fell off. I feel like the members, I know Hazel was singing at one point, but I couldn't really quite tell who was singing which part. But I do think a couple of the parts that were singing, a couple of the members that were singing the main chorus felt a little dry in terms of the airiness and not super interesting almost. And it's, let me rephrase that so that there's no misunderstanding here. I do feel like they were thrown into the tiger den over here, because like they are so exposed with this minimal chorus. They're not given a lot, and it's very, very high. The range is a very high range we're talking about. So I'm thinking poo poo chorus is my takeaway. It's very repetitive too. It's not just
It feels like, okay, this is the vibes you get from this chorus. It hits and you're like that. You're like, you know how sometimes you Okay, there's another. You're gonna have to. This is a mental picture you're gonna have to create for yourself.
Okay.
You know how sometimes you go to like a little kids drama club production, right?
Yeah.
And you're watching these kids on the stage,
Yeah.
and then they have to repeat the lines that they've gotten, and everyone
Yes.
and they're repeating the lines, and they're like struggling a little, and everyone in the audience is like, "Come on, you can do it,
Oh.
you can do it." That's the vibe you get from this chorus. They're like,
Okay.
Really?
I'm just like, I'm not saying they're struggling. It just felt like I was like, are we gonna keep going? Like, are we gonna get something more? You know, that was the how I was feeling.
I feel like that wasn't why they were repeating. It felt more like they were repeating it, hoping that it would be like addicting almost.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like, yeah, it's not compelling for some reason, right?
Yeah. It's not. It sticks, but like I'm not like ooh, you know. It's more
Like I'm listening to him, like, okay, this sounds
There.
kind of nice, and I'm like, when is it gonna latch on? You know, like when am I going to fall in love with this chorus? And it just doesn't happen. And I think that's unfortunate because I think a lot of the aspects of the song are very different from the typical Luna stuff.
It is, yeah.
This is more. Warren was telling me this is like a different from the canon Luna stuff, right? Which
It does feel like that, yeah.
right.
It apparently this is not an official mini album, and it is a summer special mini album. So it's not their fifth mini album. It technically is, but it's not fifth. They will have a separate fifth mini album. This is their summer special mini album.
Well, okay. I guess that makes sense in that sense that it didn't feel very Luna-like. But in regards to the chorus, my understanding was that everything was fine. Like the build-up was verses was fine, but once we got to the chorus, it felt like the energy became stagnant. Like it didn't like in comparison to Kep1er, right? It didn't feel like there was a resolution in the chorus. And maybe that's that feeling of like, is there more? Is it coming? Like, is there going to be a variation later? Like, it felt very light. Like there was no gravity to it. Like if I don't know, maybe that was on purpose. You know, like visually and I guess their tone vocally was very light. So maybe that was the point. But I don't think it made the song stronger. It did quite the opposite. That's my take.
What I can tell you there, right, is what Kep1er did is they did a chorus and they did a post chorus, which I think that's where you're getting the resolution from, because that really keeps the pacing going. It's an investment because doing that makes your song longer. And what I've realized with recent K-pop songs they will shorten the chorus as much as possible so that the song is shorter and it's easier to stream and all that crap. I meant just all that stuff, not crap as in anything negative. Now that being said, this track does a little bit of that too. What's different about this over most K-pop songs is that most K-pop songs have a very hype, energetic chorus or something impressive or something like, you know, very opposite in terms of dynamics. This just kind of builds out, and I think that's where I kind of go back to Butterfly, where they were trying to do something refined and maybe almost even beautiful. But I don't know, just the magic was missing for me. I think.
At like 2 minutes and 50 seconds at the end of the song, there's a bit of a breakdown with sort of the chorusy sound.
Right.
That sounds like that should have been the chorus, whatever that was. You know, like. I don't know. It's just an interesting song because it's not really up the Luna style that we've seen as of late, so it's very different from that. But like, it just feels, you come off listening to it, you're like, that was pleasant. But at the end of the day, the chorus just feels a little too empty. I would say.
I do think, right, to focus on the positive aspect, there is a set amount of elements that goes into a typical summer track that K-pop does, right? This does pull from that a little bit, right? You hear like Moombathon drums and like it's a house track and all that, right? And that's definitely there, but I do think what's notable about this track is that Luna is giving it its own twists. You know, this is right. What I mentioned about Kep1er's Up coming off as potentially a little generic, Luna does not suffer from that at all, right? Because this is,
I agree,
right? This is very out there in terms of of how sounds might work. So so at the end of the day, it doesn't work for me. It doesn't work for Doug. It didn't work for Anita. But
I don't like Yves' red hair either. Let's not.
Oh, really?
Not a fan.
did you?
I was gonna say the makeup was really pretty, very
Yes.
nice.
Oh yeah. Were you okay with Shen Xiaoting's red hair then?
No, I don't like red
Oh,
hair.
you just
I
don't
think
like.
it looks good.
You just don't like redheads.
I guess I don't.
Oh.
They have no souls. They have no souls. Well, how should I like that?
What the heck?
All right, I think we wrapped up. We had good discussions about all the songs. I
Yeah,
feel.
yeah.
Every single list on the other releases is a guy.
Yo, it's a
Oh.
girl group bonanza this week.
Drippin with Zero, Omega X with Play Dumb, Boys the Kappa with Blue Sky. One that probably I feel a little bad we didn't cover was Dawn's Stupid Cool, and we had the Boys via Universe. With
That's a good
Sweet.
song. I checked it out. I like it.
Which one, the Dawn one or the Boys one?
The Boys, sweet.
The Boys.
Yes.
Boys always release good stuff.
Okay.
All right, Spice King. Soju Chart episode 193. Last week we had BTS Yet to Come in first place, aespa's Illusion in second place, and 17's Hot in third place. New candidates are the 4 songs we covered this week: PIXY Villain, Lapillus Hit Ya, Kep1er Up, LOONA Flip That. All right. I made a game time decision. I just changed my chart.
Oh.
First place,
Oh,
you gotta give it to PIXY Villain.
Oh.
okay.
First place, you got it. Out of the 4 songs this week, definitely the biggest banger. Compared to some of the songs, I think aespa's Illusion getting a bit up in age right now. Too old. Same thing with 17. BTS Yet to Come, not hype enough for me, to be fair. That being said, I do have BTS on my chart, but it is in third place. Yet to Come is in
Okay.
third place.
Okay.
Second
Fair.
place though, Kep1er's Up. That is my chart.
All right. Let's see. I was a little bit torn because I really liked PIXY. I thought I was very pleasantly surprised by the sound and how they pulled it off. But unfortunately, it's not on my chart because I feel like the
Oh.
3 songs that I have are still like I'm still listening to them a little bit more. So I'll start in third place. I still have aespa. It's a vibe. They also started releasing more stuff that we'll talk about, so I'm a little hype for the aespa stuff. I don't know. Their concept is very interesting, so I'm excited for that. In second place, I put down BTS.
Okay.
Yet to Come. The melody's still really nice. I feel like it's not like a hit banger that others might be used to, but I think it does its job fairly well. I like the melody, so I'll keep it in second.
You got Kep1er in first?
I do.
Okay.
I don't know. I didn't think I would like it as much, but the more I hear it and I watch the live stages, I really enjoy the whole package. I like the
Wow.
choreo,
Wow.
styling,
Wow.
music video. I love the collage editing as well. I don't know.
Yo.
I liked it.
Yo, Anita, you have good
Yes.
taste. I also have Kep1er on first.
Wow.
There you go.
Wow.
I was like,
okay.
I was like surprised Doug began it off with like a neutral top. Oh no, Kep1er Up was good. I liked it. Poo poo away. I think there's a clear direction in what they wanted to do with this track. It's very clear what they wanted to do. They did a good job of pulling it off. The members did a good job. No complaints here. Really good stuff. Following that is PIXY. PIXY Villain was honestly the surprise hit of the week.
I agree.
Honestly, the only reason it's second is and the only reason it's second is because I have a positive bias towards songs like Up a little bit. I build summer playlists every year, and it's like 200 tracks every year. Yeah. So Villain, it's not a summer track, but it does have a
Still
nice
nice.
vibe. It has a good vibe. It's a good vibe. I like it. Maybe they're evil people. I don't know. I dig it. Keeping evil, keeping villains. That leaves me with third, and this was a little difficult, right? Let's let's go with the process of elimination, right? I'm not giving it to Lapillus over here.
Okay.
17 Hot, not really listening to that one anymore.
aespa.
BTS Yet to Come, I wasn't really big on it as much as you guys were. The Luna track was all right. I think it had some nice moments. But I'm giving it to Illusion by aespa.
There you
Come and
go.
get Illusion. Woo!
Okay. Gochu Gang.
Yes.
Gosh gang.
It was. Let me go from fourth place
Fourth
Oh,
place.
okay.
go from
Almost there.
Okay.
with 20 points. aespa Illusion.
Oh, no.
So close.
Third place with 21 points.
Oh
Luna
my
flipped
God.
that.
Wow.
Dang.
Close.
Second place with 27 points. PIXY Villain.
Let's go.
Nice.
And in first place with 42. Kep1er's Up.
Oh,
Let's go.
solid chart, guys.
Because of that, right? The chart ends up in first place with 18 points. Kep1er's Up. Shut up. Yo, it's my first place vote away from double crowns. So we're only getting one crown.
It's your fault.
Second place with 11 points. PIXY Villain. And in third place with 4 points, BTS is yet to come. That is the chart for this week. I'm
Okay.
with that.
Okay.
I'm okay with that.
That makes sense to me.
The only reason, just putting this out there, the only reason Kep1er didn't get double crown is because Doug doesn't like Hikaru. That's what it is.
All right, think what you want.
I gotta use this as a shield now.
Yeah. At least my takes are understandable, dude. like you sometimes leave out important context. Like they're terrible rappers on this song. Like you gotta add the context sometimes, my guy. Sometimes you're like they're really shit because they gave them this song. You gotta give us context. But we're finally at show winners. Anita, hit us with them.
Yes, one big winner this week. We have BTS with Yet to Come, one on Show Champion,
Let's go.
M Countdown, Music Bang, and Inkigayo. So a total of 4 wins so far. Congrats to them.
Wow.
Boom.
Wow.
All right, we're at the end of the first half of episode 194. We'll be back after a short break. 3, 2, 1.
Hello, SojuTalk Nation. This is Anita here with a quick PSA. If you would like to support SojuTalk Kpop Podcast, please like, subscribe, or follow us on whatever platform you're using. And consider joining our Patreon at patreon.com/SojuTalk or donating to us at paypal.me/SojuTalk. On behalf of the crew and myself, thank you. Now back to our regularly scheduled episode.
All right, we are back at it with part 2 of SojuTalk episode 194. Let's get into some news and events from last week. The first lineup for KCON 2022 LA has been announced.
Ooh.
Gravity,
Nice.
Enhypen, ITZY, NMIX, Stacy, The Boys, Ujusonyo.
Okay.
Good as hell.
Okay.
That's really good. I would be excited for all of those groups if I went.
Yeah.
If we could
Like, yeah, if we could go.
There you go.
God damn it, why is it in LA? Damn it. I think there's 1 or 2 more lineup drops as well because they're doing like 3 days of concerts or something like
Right.
that. So they will be further. And I don't even know if that's all one day. You know, they might mix those up, but we know
I
those
see.
people will be there at some point.
I mean, this is
I
a
think-
good lineup so far, right? Like,
So
ITZY and Mix.
a lot of these groups who don't have like that aren't doing American tours will probably go to KCON as an alternative for sure. So there's probably going to be a ton of good acts there. Speaking of ITZY, who's going to KCON LA, they also announced dates for their first world tour, Checkmate. So they're making stops in Seoul August 6th to 7th. So they're doing that, and then in November there's a run of dates in the United States. LA on November 26th, Phoenix on the 29th, Dallas. Man, I messed up all these dates. Are all of those December? I'm assuming they are. So Dallas on December 1st.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope. October then November.
Let me start this back. LA, October 26th. Phoenix, October 29th. Then Dallas on November 1st. Houston, November 3rd. Atlanta, November 5th. Chicago, November 7th. Boston, November 10th. And New York on November 13th. There's like no time in between any of those dates for them.
Yo.
They're back to back.
Yeah.
Jeez.
They're doing
You know
that
what it
whole
says?
tour
I'm looking
on
at-
like 2 weeks.
I'm also looking at their poster. It says "and more." There's going to be more dates.
There's more.
Yeah.
So they're literally like, let's say you do Dallas on the 1st. Actually, a better one is Houston to Atlanta. They do Houston probably at night on the 3rd. And then the next day, they probably fly in the morning straight to Chicago, right? and then they do a sound check during the day, and then they perform the next day. Like, that's a quick turnaround. That's gonna be a crazy 2 weeks for them. God damn.
Wow. Well,
Shout
they
out
are
to
coming
that.
to New York. Doug, you wanna?
Okay, bro, we should have already have seen. See, there was this fan sign that happened somewhere in the middle of nowhere, Brooklyn. That if there was a showcase, and if it wasn't in the location it was, if it was like in Manhattan, we would have went most likely. We only didn't go because to get there it would have taken like a ridiculous amount of time.
Honestly, like, I was kind of picky with going to a K-pop event in New York because I expected more to come. That hasn't happened.
It's
Yeah,
been
New York's
a
relatively
drought.
getting shafted versus the other parts of the country this year.
Yo,
Like,
straight up, LA's getting a K-Con. Where's my K-Con, New York?
yeah.
Oh,
It is what it
yeah.
is.
Oh no.
They announced the KCON show though, so we'll see about that.
We'll see. We'll see. Yeah.
Well, yo, you think Rocket Punch might be on that list at some point, dude?
It's not
If
possible.
it is, if Rocket Punch is on the New York date for the KCON thing that's eventually gonna happen, are we getting front row seats? Is that what's happening?
Boy, you're getting more than front row seats if they're coming. I'm,
Okay.
I'm making sure I say hi to them, and I'm
High
telling
touch
them
stuff.
like,
Oh.
hello, are you guys okay with your lives?
Okay, dude. Next one. BTS's Jungkook to feature on Charlie Puth's Left and Right.
Ooh.
So Charlie
Okay.
Puth shared that if Left and Right reaches 500,000 pre-saves, I don't know where they do pre-saves at. I'm not in like
Spotify.
that up to date. Spotify.
Yeah.
If you do 500,000 pre-saves, the song's gonna be released on the 24th.
That's right around the corner.
Wait, what if they don't do that amount of pre-saves?
Yeah, I don't know. Who knows?
Are they just gonna not release the song then?
I don't know, but you know, Charlie Puth is a humongous act. He's big on TikTok,
Oh,
and then we got
yeah.
Jungkook, who's a massive star.
Of course.
Next one. aespa dropped the second episode of the SM Culture Universe series, and this episode was titled Next Level, and it was released today on June 20th. Anita and I have both seen it. I don't think Warren has yet. This is what happens when you throw unlimited money at something. You produce
So
this.
much money.
It was crazy. There's like basically, you know that really high production aespa video they released last year? They did it again. They start with an orchestra, and then they're throughout the thing. There's like there's a plot going on. There's like 5 different styles of animation. Like it looks like 5 different animes at different
Yep.
points.
Wow.
Yes.
There's live acting. Acting's like, you know, it's not the greatest thing in the world. But there's acting. There's one point when Giselle could have prevented the whole bad thing from happening because the train says Black Mamba on it, but she decides that it's okay, we could still get on this train. Right, Anita? Like,
Yeah.
Giselle knew this train was sus,
Well, I
but
mean, I think-
she didn't say anything.
She sensed something was off, but yeah, if you watch it, you'll know that.
Yeah, it's goddamn it,
Yeah.
Giselle. That's what you'll say. At the end, the Black Mamba appears. They've been like making social commentary in this episode.
Really?
They did, yeah.
What kind of
At
social
the
commentary?
end, talking. It's like more or less they make commentary
Media.
on social media,
Social media.
on their status as being celebrities. They make commentary on that kind of stuff.
Wow.
Like Akpul, so bad negative comments.
Yeah.
Social pressure, being in the public's eye,
Yes.
presenting a fake version of yourself online. They address all of that. in
Wow.
this.
That's surprisingly deep. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, it's surprisingly deep. And then at the end, they don't show who the Black Mamba is, but a humanoid shape starts to appear. at
I'm
the
so
end.
excited for that. I just
It's
want to
gonna
know
be
what's going
Sugi.
on.
Watch, it's Sugi.
Wait.
I hope.
If you look on the poster, Black Mamba's just there. Look at the poster that released a couple weeks ago, like a week or
it?
so ago. There's just
Alright, let
no
me
Black
find
Mamba's
this.
just there. It's just a, or maybe there's a real life counterpart of
No,
That's what I
Black
think.
Mamba.
No, like I think there's going to be a human. Like
Okay.
it's not just
Yes,
that. It's not just that
representation.
that model lady. I think there's actually going to be a person.
Not Sung Yunju. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
And then they go into like novice. They talk to her for a while. Like they do a lot of stuff. Like there's an actual storyline that makes sense. Like it's kind of crazy. There's orchestra. It's really high budget. It's insanely high budget. It looks at some points like a Pixar movie.
wow, a Pixar movie.
Yeah.
You know, I'm still hoping that somehow Feel My Rhythm is all tied into this.
I want it to. I want all the other stuff that they've teased in other groups' music videos to be connected somehow.
Yo, same.
Can we have an Avengers moment where aespa gets overwhelmed and then all the other SM groups show up with their
Oh my god,
avatars?
yes.
Right?
Yes.
Wouldn't that be hype?
They should do that.
Mr. Suman Lee walks in.
I want like
shooting
NCT.
lasers.
I want NCT to beam down like the Power Rangers, dude. Like they just appear. Like, come on, it'd be so cool.
Huge group of Power Rangers.
And like Red Velvet's in the car, and Irene drifts the car, and then they all come out of the car, or something like that, you know?
Oh.
Like,
And then the
like
three
that.
SES ladies come down from the sky, and they're like,
Yes.
And Bo is like a guardian angel.
Yes.
Bro, I would be down for all of this. The ridiculous thing is, I've been saying it the whole time. This looks like it's leading to a video game, Anita. Does it not?
I feel like it that's the logical conclusion I want to
Right?
get from this, but I don't know if they can.
guys,
You know, like I don't know
okay,
if
no.
it's there.
You know what? No, I'm gonna say no to that because, like, I feel like if they were going to, they would have announced it by now.
They make a mobile gacha game. like Genshin Impact, but with
Get
K-pop
into
people,
Kwang,
they
yeah.
would make so much money. Like, I don't understand why they don't. They talk about making your own avatar again and syncing it with yourself and like all this stuff. Like, come on, where is the aespa MMO? God damn it.
I just want Mr. Suman Lee to make a Stan Lee moment, you know, just like
Oh.
a cameo. Just show up as a taxi driver or something. I don't know.
Yes.
Honestly, this was better. Like, the amount of crazy stuff they showed you in this one was actually an improvement from the first one, I thought.
Wow. Okay.
The avatars don't look as wonky anymore. They move more
Oh, okay.
normally, I thought. Like, it was pretty good.
I mean, I'll be honest. I haven't
was
even seen the
impressed.
first one, so I gotta catch up.
You gotta
Oh,
watch
boy.
them back to back. It's like 30 minutes back to back, dude.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's like a full anime episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next one, some more updates. So J-Hope from BTS, he's gonna release his solo album sometime next month, and it will be an official album rather than a mixtape.
Okay.
Nice.
So, okay.
Nice.
Thank you everybody for correcting me last episode where he actually did have a solo mixtape. I had no clue. I gotta check that out before his solo album drops because I still have no clue what kind of music this guy wants to do. I'm still hoping for an Amine collab.
Ooh.
That sounded
That'd be nice.
really weird. Yeah, Amine collab. Like I feel like those two kind of share a vibe, you know. Maybe I'm crazy. I don't know. Let's move on to the next bullet. I'm very excited with the next bullet.
Rocket Punch. I had Rocket Punk for the longest time today on there. But Rocket Punch has now finally opened a Weverse. So what does that mean for Willem Entertainment, Warren?
It means that they're in good touch with the folks who run Weverse. Not much more. What do you think?
I mean,
you've been begging for something like this for a hot
I
minute.
think it's a good move.
Everybody is doing it, and they weren't doing it. They were giving it to Drippin'. They were giving it to the other Willem folks, and I was like, "We're Rocket Punch is your only girl group. What are you waiting for, folks?" Well, they're here now. I don't
Nice.
know. Frankly speaking, they're kind of doing a lot of stuff here and there. They're kind of busy, and I'm like, "That's good.
That's good.
Thank
Yeah.
goodness." You know, they're doing their Japanese debut in a couple. Not debut. They're doing their first single release called Fiore in a couple of weeks. That's really exciting because that still means they think the Japanese market is profitable. So I'm like, okay, I'm sure they know better than I do. Go for it, Mr. Willem. Please make a lot of money. I hope they make a lot of money.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for the next Korean release though.
It's not.
Yes.
It hasn't been too long. What's it called? Chikita was only a couple months ago.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. It was like what?
It was in
March?
February. It was in February.
February.
Yeah,
That wasn't
I'm
too
looking at
long
it.
ago. Yeah. I'm expecting one will happen this fall. I'm semi confident.
Okay.
All right. Open discussion. I finished Cyberpunk.
Oh yeah. How's that?
I completed every side mission too. I like all the side content for the actual important stuff.
Fast.
Honestly, I know that its release was shit because it was all buggy and stuff. I had a pretty good time. I think it was worth the $60 that I paid for it. That being said, if you need to do the side content. If you do not do the side content, the game can be over in like 10 hours. I think like you need
fairly
to do the
quick.
side content. You got to do everything. That being said, I feel like compared to like Elder Scrolls, Skyrim, something like that, or a Fallout 4, not a lot of content relative to those. That being said, what is there is fun. I heard they are going to be releasing a DLC, so an expansion. So either at the end of this year or early next year. I'm looking forward to that. That being said, I doubt it has to do with the main story because the way it ended up, like, there's no way you could still be the main character. But overall, I had a good time playing it. I played a guy with a samurai sword and a sniper rifle.
Okay.
I would slash everyone with and I had like time stopping capabilities too.
Wow.
My, that's a lot. I
would like attack, use my time slowing thing, slice up everyone, then time would go back to normal. They'd all fall on the ground. It was so much fun. And then I would do like trick shots. So I'd be slashing a bunch of people. I'd jump off of something and then snipe them in midair in slow motion with my sniper rifle. Jeez. It was so much fun.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it's a good time. I would suggest now, like, I know it was buggy at the start. It's working now. I'll definitely try it out. If it goes on sale, I would buy it. I think it was worth $60 for me, but for the average person who probably won't do every single side content thing, I would wait a bit. I would wait till it goes on sale.
How does it go on sale often?
Yeah, it was on sale a little bit ago.
Okay,
I believe so. So if you could get it for like $40, I think it's well worth the buy.
$40.
Nice.
Okay, that's not too bad. I'm looking at the sales history right now. Never mind. I can't find it right now. I'll find it later.
Awesome.
Yeah. Oh no, it was as low as $30 just last
couple
weeks ago.
Yeah. You should buy it if it's about that much.
Okay. That's a nice
other than
deal.
that, we're on niece or nephew watch.
Oh
Bound to happen at some point. I think like the actual due date is like the end of the week or something, but it could happen at any point. We're in the range where it could happen, you know?
Oh,
It could happen this moment while you're recording.
No.
Yeah. So if I'm out for an episode, I don't think I'm like the way the hospitals are now. It's still like somewhat COVID, and you could only have a couple of people in there. So I think my parents are going up for when the child actually happens. But like I'll be going up at a certain point, so I'll be gone for an episode somewhere down the line to go meet the kid.
Oh wow.
So that's exciting.
It's very exciting.
All right, that's it for me. What do you got, Warren?
What have I been doing? I saw.
You watched the movie?
Yes. I saw Top Gun Maverick over the weekend.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
How was it?
I keep watching stuff every time I do these. It was good. It was good. I haven't seen the first one, but I still had a fun time watching the second one. This is the sequel to the movie that's about 40 years old. I know it has a humongous amount of fans, people who are into like military stuff, especially with the Air Force. Right. Yep. And you know what? I'm not really into that stuff, but it was exciting. The action was really cool. I don't want to talk too much about the movie though. Because I want to focus more about the experience with the movie.
The experience.
What happened?
So no, here's the thing, right? It's a combination of two things, right? There was when I went to the movies, the average age of people at the movies was a little higher than you would typically expect at the theater, partially because the first movie was a little, right, it's 30 something years old.
It's old dude.
Right. So people who are older, I would assume, would be more interested in it over something like Thor, right? That, and I was in the Upper West, where that's the age tends to be a little older.
That's
over
where
there.
my aunt lives.
No, yeah, maybe I saw her in there. Now, that being said, I don't really know why I mentioned that. Anyways, so that happened. So I was like, okay, this is pretty cool. Maybe they're all into Top Gun, the original movie. Maybe they're gonna be really into this too.
Right.
Maybe they're really excited. And I was like, the atmosphere of the movie theater was like very like. Even though this movie is like a couple of weeks old now, they are all like kind of like excited. You can feel the excitement.
The energy. The
energy is definitely there. And I'm like, okay. And the movie begins. There's a guy over at my like 2:00 with an incredibly squeaky chair. Just squeak. Dude, every moment of the movie, like the chair's like squeaking, and like. If it's like squeaking every like 5 minutes or so, I'd be like, whatever. But like this guy's just rocking back and forth like there's no tomorrow. And the chair's like squeaking like there's no tomorrow. And I'm getting slowly pissed off with this guy, right? I'm just like, this guy needs to stop. It's breaking my immersion, my experience with this big screen. I don't like it. So I start looking at this guy a little more. I start paying attention to him, not on purpose, but because he's making these squeaky noises. And then at one point, the two ladies behind him, they were like, I think they were talking about something. I couldn't really hear. But the guy turns around and he's like, "You guys have to stop talking." And like that's how he said it. He didn't whisper, right? He didn't whisper. He was like, "You guys have to stop talking." And like everybody like was like focused on him for a second. And I was like, "Whoa, this guy's really into it. This guy's really into it." So now like 40% of my attention is on this guy while 60% is on the movie. And like the movie starts progressing, it starts picking up. We start getting to the climax where like it's a lot more emotional. And from the corner of my eye, I see him like rocking back and forth, like flailing his arms around a little bit. He's like, you can see that he's like very, very excited, even though it's like a very dark theater. And he's doing like a fist up movement. He's like, yeah, like every time like they hit the enemy or something, he's like, yeah, like. And then at one point, like I think the moment that tipped it over for me was like, there's a moment where everybody knows that the main character is gonna say a piece of dialogue that's very important in the movie. It's the
catchphrase.
It's not really a catchphrase, but like the main character has to make a decision. The moment he makes the decision, right before he makes the decision, this guy says that line.
You knew it was coming.
And like, I mean, it's not a spoiler because everybody like they know he's gonna say it anyways. But like this, I don't know. At this point, I'm not pissed at him anymore, and I'm just like, this guy's kind of cute. Just like, look at him, he's so adorable. He's like having such a good time with this movie.
How old is this guy?
He wasn't too old. He's like probably like early 30s, like somewhere like your age or a little older.
But this was like a big deal for him.
Dude, he was like, his eyes was humongous, and he was like, like every moment, every twist and turn in the movie, and like something bad happens all of a sudden.
Oh no! And
then this
somebody died?
No, nobody died. Oh, stop asking for spoilers.
Sorry.
Something bad happens, and this guy immediately. I look over to this guy, and he's so in despair. Like you can tell, like his hand is on his head. He's like, oh, like what? Oh no! And like, this is why people watch K-pop reaction videos. I understand now. You know what I mean? Like, this is it. His reaction is so great.
He was into it.
He was so into it, and like the movie ends, and he's like the first one to like start clapping, and I'm like, okay, man, let's start clapping. The movie itself was alright. It did feel like an older movie, but like in a very pleasant kind of homey feeling way.
Like an homage in a sense, you think?
Honestly, 100%, yeah. Like there's moments that are like it's very expected and very cliched, but like it feels good. You know what I mean? Like it's not boring or it's not like repetitive. It's just a feel good moment when that happens. And it was elevated. It was 100% elevated thanks to this guy on my 1 o'clock. He was just having a beauty of a time, and I'm like, wow,
nice.
Wow.
Good for him.
Shout out to the man. He was a guy.
He's living his best life.
Best life. He had a buzz cut. He had glasses.
Okay.
I don't know if he watches or listens to K-pop, but if you do, thank you.
Thank you,
dude. Man, yeah, no, it was great. I'm so glad people can be that excited at the movie theaters even today. It's kind of rare. I don't know about you guys. Like when I watch movies, like I'm just kind of like silent and just I don't really move or much.
Oh.
Yeah.
I feel like the only time where I've honestly really enjoyed the movie going experience, where you're like, you feel like you're sharing an experience with the rest of the viewers, right? Has been watching scary movies at the movie theater.
Oh, hell no. I don't watch scary movies at the theater.
That's the only time I would dare watch it because I don't feel brave enough to watch it on my own in my house.
Do you feel less scared because you're with all of these people around you?
Yeah, I guess for me, watching something scary on the big screen and with so many other people You know, like you hear like other people talking or like somebody else moves or does something. Like it doesn't like
Okay,
make it seem like it's a very
So-
like one-on-one thing.
let me turn it around a little bit, right? If you are going to the movie theaters to watch this horror movie because you really wanted to watch it, but you're too scared to watch it alone, so you go to the movie theater. But if you're the only person there,
Okay, no, that's a different story. I don't.
And then
know.
what if the cleaning guy comes with a mask on in the middle of the
No.
theater? It just stares at you from the bottom of the theater.
Oh my god, no. No, I've never gone by myself. I've gone with like a friend or a couple of friends. So like I was never on
I
my
hate
own.
horror movie. I can't stand jump scares. Like I could stand gore and like
no.
thriller aspects, whatever. Like I can't stand jump scares. I cannot handle it.
You know what?
I mean,
You know what the issue is with AMC theaters? No, please don't
What?
sue us, AMC.
what?
Have
What are
you
you
guys
gonna
been? Have you guys been to AMC in the recent couple, however many months, years or so? I know I'm
Yeah.
going to
I
the theaters.
think I
don't know if you
have.
guys are. Yeah, okay. You know how like movie theaters like nowadays like they have a brand clip that comes up before the movies begin, but after the promotions, right? Like
Yeah. The
Yes.
brand one.
yeah, like that's the AMC is where dreams come true and like you have a good time, you know.
Do they not do it
Coke.
anymore?
No, like originally it was the one about different people going to the movie theaters and like you see different shots of different couples and families doing their thing with the movie theaters.
Yeah, I see that.
Now it's something different. It's like this white lady in a suit. And she just walks in and she's just alone in the movie theater eating popcorn, watching like 10 different movies.
Isn't it Nicole Kidman?
I think it's Nicole Kidman, yeah.
Nicole Kidman.
Yeah. And I'm like, first of all, why is she there alone? Second of all, why is she wearing
She's
a
an
suit?
actress.
Because she's Nicole Kidman.
Third
She's
of
an
all,
actress.
why is she like watching 10 movies in a row? Like, aren't you tired, lady?
She's a movie enthusiast.
I don't
That's
know.
her
Bro,
industry.
she can do whatever she wants. She had to deal with being married to Tom Cruise at one point. She can do whatever she wants now.
That's true.
I don't know. I'm just really annoyed by that ad every time I see it because it's that I go to AMC pretty often and that's the ad that they play every movie and I'm just like, nobody does this. Nicole Kidman does not do that. Just let's be honest here. She does not walk to the theater alone in a suit, watches 10 movies in a row. That's not her thing.
Maybe she does. We don't know.
Okay, sure. You know, maybe I could be not wearing pants right now, but I am. So who knows, right? Like I am wearing pants.
Okay.
Just to
All
put
right,
it out.
all right. Anita, what have you been doing? Have you read a webtoon or something?
Not really. I mean, the same old ones that are really good. Apples, after school lessons for unripe apples.
You're
is
the apple to I.
Oh my
no,
God.
that's not it. But it's
Christ.
it's really good. It's getting really good. It has been on a hiatus from the author. So the webtoon is Korean, and there was no new updates for like a month now.
Oh, wow.
And they said like, oh, coming back sometime in June. It's almost the end of June. There's been no update. So I don't know what's going to happen, if it's going to be a little bit longer of a hiatus. They're still putting out the English translations because they were the originals were ahead of the English version. So I'm not too concerned yet, but we're getting a little close.
Real quick, let me look up this real quick. What was the name of the show? Apples to
It's-
oranges?
No.
Pen, pineapple, apple, pen?
No, it's called
Apple,
After
apple?
School Lessons for Unripe Apples.
After school lessons.
That's for
Yes.
alright.
Apples. What
It's a long
name
title, but
it
it's
is.
really
Here's
good.
the link. Here's the link. Webtoons.
All right, let me look this up while you talk about the
Yeah,
other
but
stuff.
that's the one I've been into. But yeah, not much. The same round, the same lineup of webtoons, but that's the one that I really like. So I'm getting a little concerned, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Anything else? Good.
All good.
Okay. Next week, Tuesday, tomorrow, GOT7's Youngjae. Wednesday, they're calling it the re-debut of Card. They're finally back.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
Yes.
classy. Thursday, Craxy and Imujin, so that's a big song. Friday, Nayeon solo debut. Aespa Torn. Monday, Promise 9. and Huda, also known as Minhyuk from BTS. I'm not BTS. Minhyuk from B2B.
Whoa.
Got
Okay.
it. B2B.
Real quick, Anita, I looked it up. The
Oh yes, I see now.
Pen Pineapple Apple Pen will be returning on July 1st on Friday.
It's been
Because
pushed back a little.
She was not feeling
Yo.
so well.
Oh,
This Nayeon solo song
Pop,
is
pop, pop,
going
pop.
pop 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 pop. It's gonna be a
Porn.
big deal. It's gonna be a gigantic deal. This Espa song, is it actually on the 24th?
I think so, yeah.
One of the songs, right? I don't know if it's the English one. You remember they said like they're gonna release a couple different ones. I think this is
oh yes.
I think it's the release date of one of the pre-releases leading up to
Yep.
Girls, which is their mini album, which drops on the 8th of July.
The big deal though. I'm excited for a lot of these.
Yeah.
Promise 9, Espa, Nayeon, please.
Yo,
okay.
The Promise 9 teasers have been nice.
Hey, I'd be down to listen to Card too. Like, you know, it's been a
go.
minute. It's been a minute.
Yeah.
But this has been SojuTalk, your weekly shot of K-pop. I'm Doug, and I'd like to thank Warren and Anita for joining me this week. We'll see you guys next time, everyone. Bye.
Bye.
Special shoutouts to our Fiesta patrons: Bagel, Based Mina, Brian, Shadow, Cotton Ball, Delmonic, Ellie, Genki Boy, Goku Mama, Jacob, Liam's Games and Toys, Luke Daniels, and Jay Parks. Tier, thank you for joining SojuTalk. And special thanks to our Discord server mods: Jacob, K Music Erday, Koala, Mafiar, Max, No Bias Luna, Tuggles, and Wolf297.